Greetings, traveler. I am Sir Nox, the teller of tales. This one is called Incel Tries to Flirt with a Devil. Trigger warning. Brief mentioning of abuse on a child. Oh my goodness, why is this a common theme in D&D? I don't... Alright, well, let's continue, I guess. This is a story about the one half of a session of D&D with an incel. I was the only girl, but the only female character was played by a guy. This will be important later. Our games are online and we turn on our cameras and do makeup to fit our characters. Also, we play the campaign seriously with not that serious characters, but with enough backdoors built in to make them work well as a party. We were playing a scripted campaign for 4 players. The cast: Lady, cleric and healer of the party, a very sweet, very old lady with unexpected sexual jokes. We were all okay with these, and an amount of sass you'd never expect from a grandma. Likes to hit people with her purse. That's kind of fun, actually. Steve, the most human as humanly possible fighter. Think of your most generic fighter, but more average. Cool dude, though. Yes, his name was Steve. That is pretty average, actually. We still needed an arcane caster, a ranged damage dealer, and a stealthy one. This is where Incel, Steve's older brother, came into play. He asked if he can join, but the DM wasn't sure about balancing the fights for 5 players as it was his first time DMing. I had an idea how to navigate around that issue, so I just said not to worry about it. After a few private calls, the rest of the party was all lined up. Incel, an edgy rogue. Of course he was. It's either a rogue or a bard, I've noticed. Somehow, even more generic than the intently generic fighter. And warlock. Pretty innocent dude got tricked into the pack by his evil mother. Oh, I'm sorry. And then me, the warlock's devilish familiar. My job was to get the good warlock on track and playing nanny. Yes, I was basically playing Lucy from Disenchantment. I was not so helpful in combat, but always supported the party in social interactions with causing distractions and chaos. Like making a waitress with her hands full of beer mugs trip and fall as a party member attempted to sneak out of a tavern. Only Warlock, DM, and me knew that I was playing, and we wanted to keep that secret as long as possible. I joined the call first, but muted myself and left the camera turned off and was AFK for a few minutes as I prepared a nice drink and got my notes I forgot in my other room. I came back and the others were all in the call. Incel and me were the only ones without camera at the moment. I put my headphones on. Steve. Yeah, I think OP will be back any minute. I bet she left her notes somewhere again. Incel.
She? What do you mean by she?
Lady. Her pronouns are she, her, as far as I know. Why are you asking?
You have a female in your game? Or is it a trans?
I was about to unmute myself, but decided against it and just listened. I don't know, it's not my business either. Does it even matter? The incel went on a rant about how females are just infiltrating men's spaces for attention and how my friends could deal with someone with such a low IQ for extended periods of time. Yikes! Wow! Get rid of that guy instantly. That's an insta-ban for me. My friends didn't say anything, but their faces were a mix of shock, insecurity, and confusion. I'll be there any second. Having an argument with my headphones again, I wrote into the chat just to give my friends a few moments to see how Incel reacts. He went quiet, and after normal conversation came up again, I joined the voice chat, still without camera. We did our session 0 stuff in the chat before, so the DM explained to Incel some stuff about the online tools we used. No more comments about me. The DM explained that I'd jump in later and he let the PCs meet for the first time. Steve was in a pretty full tavern. Incel and Warlock come in separately, but the only free chairs left were at Steve's table. Warlock asks if he can sit down. Steve nods and they order something. Incel says he wanted to fuse with the shadows in the corner. DM describes that there is already a shady figure in said shadows.
I shoved that bastard out of the way!
After a few attempts to get Incel to join the other players, he allowed him to shove away the NPC and stay in the corner. Then Lady came into the tavern, looked around, and spotted Steve and Warlock. I think you two are someone I'm looking for, she said, claiming the chair next to Steve.
What do you mean? Have we met before?
Warlock asked. She laughed. No, but I was told to look here for a human in uniform. Although I got to say, you look quite handsome in uniform. She likes to withhold details. Also a magician and a dude with an oversized hoodie. I assume you can wield magic? A moment of silence. What? Who told you? What? A sigh. My goddess told me I would meet you here. She has a task for us. Steve and Warlock were confused. What task? Steve asked.
Do you always ask that stupid questions? Gosh, these men nowadays, only looks and no brains.
Lady turned to Warlock.
Can you wield magic?
He nodded. Then Lady explained their first quest, without Incel, as he was still in the corner and not interacting with the others. Apparently, Lady's sexual remarks were the green light for Incel to also do that. Just that we all agreed to Lady doing that and him stopping as soon as anyone expresses discomfort. He also cussed out Lady in a break about the men only looks and no brains comment, as well as complaining that I wouldn't really play and that he expected nothing else from a female as I was told the day after. There were lots of homophobic slurs and microaggressions from Incel towards his brother Steve for letting a gay person flirt with him. Lady was a 70-year-old grandma telling the 23-year-old fighter and generally every young god in uniform we came across how handsome they were. Steve was in game not knowing how to deal with it and awkwardly trying to get her to stop with compliments from his side. Out game, he was laughing his butt off and really enjoyed goofing around. I have to mention that we actually use different out-game languages for different in-game languages. Common is English, Infernal is Spanish, Elvish is German, etc. We update the DM in a private message about details he needs to know that didn't tell the party in English. Warlock was caught talking to someone himself in Infernal Spanish and was confronted by the party. We had to reveal that he wasn't a sorcerer but a warlock and explain how it came to that pact. And I had to reveal myself, so I turned on the camera as the devil dropped his invisibility. Incel's attitude changed immediately. He tried to take my hand, kiss it, and then introduce himself to me like a gentleman. I smacked his fingers with my tail and returned to my spot on Warlock's shoulder. On multiple occasions, Incel completely ignored the fact that I was a male devil not interested in any romance and tried to court me. He got mad when I talked in Spanish, actively excluding him by trying to prevent him from metagaming. He got mad when I played out my shenanigans/teaching Warlock how to be evil, like stealing cookies, jamming random locks with small stones, pushing Lady to overeat on cake, etc. You got to start somewhere trying to convert a good character, right? He got exceptionally mad when he learned that I was sipping on a long drink with alcohol. Thinking back, he got pissed off by everything he deemed unmanly and me doing non-feminine stuff. Roleplay was exceptionally hard with him, teamwork was even worse. He had main character syndrome and was, I quote, too alpha to give away the lead to a gay person. Lady had the instructions and hints on what to do from her goddess, but we all chose approaches that included as many characters as possible. Incel always wanted to do co-op stealth missions with me in dark alleyways and spend hours hiding with me. I was Warlock's familiar, not his, and I did not want to find out which romantic approaches he might attempt towards a devil, as his flirt attempts to random female NPCs were just disgusting and completely out of place. Then the combat encounter came around. We had almost proof of a powerful NPC's corruption and were interrogating the only witness, a crying 12-year-old girl. Steve was on his knees comforting her. Lady was across the room inspecting a broken mirror, Warlock carefully packing the girl's stuffed animal into his backpack to fix it later, and me trying to convince him to just destroy it entirely. Warlock turned to me and whispered, "Dude, you're terribly evil." I shot back, "Yeah, hun, I'm a devil." Incel inserted himself into the conversation, shouting at Warlock not to call me dude, and to stop insulting me. This alarmed the guards, and they ambushed us. Rogue was first.
I jump in front of the lady to protect her.
We don't have enough movement, DM explained.
Yes, I have.
And he placed his token in front of mine. How do you know where OP is? He's invisible. Steve chimed in.
First of all, she. Second, I protect her.
At this point, nobody had the will to try to approach him with logic and reason, so we continued the fight. Steve fought against 3 guards protecting the girl, Warlock prevented more guards from entering, and Lady faced another guard in melee. I tried to get Lady to help her, but Incel grabbed me and prevented me from getting there. Yes, the DM made him roll checks. Sadly, he passed them. Lady failed her spell and was knocked unconscious. Steve went down against 2 guards. Warlock got critted by the 3rd, and Incel still was not fighting and keeping me from helping, causing a TPK. Oh, my goodness, a TPK? Honestly?
What an idiot!
The DM used his DM powers to call upon a divine intervention from Lady's Goddess, teleporting us to two safe but different locations. He rolled who ended up where. Lady, Steve, and Warlock ended up in one location, the girl, Incel, and me somewhere else in a forest. This was when Incel revealed more of himself.
Hey, OP, you wanna do something fun? I mean, here's nobody around.
As a devil, I couldn't straight up say no, so I carefully asked, "What do you have in mind?"
I wanna take care of the girl.
Silence. You want to kill her? Incel laughed.
No! I wanna bang her until she stops crying!
More silence. You know, I'm all about doing the evilest stuff possible, but there are things disgusting enough not even the most devilish of devils do, yet alone me. At this point, the DM interrupts us, saying that he will leave it as is and call it a day. We awkwardly end the call. Later, we were all in a private call discussing Incel's actions. I was very clear that I did not want to play with Incel again. Steve tried to argue that Incel is a very troubled guy and that he would talk to his older brother later. Lady and Warlock wanted to get a good night's rest over the situation and think about what to do the next day. DM wasn't sure how to handle it. The next day, I got private and disgusting love confession messages on WhatsApp from Incel, so I blocked him and sent screenshots to the other players. I straight up said, "It's me or him, you can't have both." We agreed to have him play another session without me to see if he's still as terrible, but shortly after this dumpster fire, he got his ass kicked into jail for drug and illegal gun possession, child and domestic violence. Needless to say, I played session 2 without Incel, having fun and feeling safe knowing he's behind bars. As where he belongs. I don't understand how could anyone, even in a fantasy world, make a move like that and not only be allowed to, like, have their opinion tried to be understood, but also be allowed to play again. I don't understand that. If anyone does something, there's just certain things that, okay, yes, he said homophobic things. That's one should be banned for that. But okay, I guess some people might just try to work with them on it. Okay, whatever. But there's just, I don't know. There's certain things that once you cross that line, it's an absolute no. You cannot be around ever again. It's as simple as that. I don't care if your brother's playing, if it's your best friend, whatever. You just no. So good for you for taking a stand and going away. Bad for them for giving him another chance, and good that he's in jail. That's where he belongs, honestly. Sometimes people just utterly confuse me. I don't get it. Anyways, that is all for today's tales. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to hear more, come back and I shall tell you some.